3 rolls over.
Yeah.
Well, now I started it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, and everybody in between.
That's Jim Libby.
That's Michael Smolik.
This is It Should Be About Something. Why should it be about something? Because, goddammit, it's Thursday, and that's what we do. We are here to give meaning to the second most meaningless day in the week.
That's right.
Thor's Day. We are here for the god of Thor, the glory of the god of Thor. His day should mean something again. God damn. It's a hot day here in Vienna. It's been a hot fucking day here in the Isbaz HQ.
Yes, it has been.
We've been sweating like motherfuckers.
We did a show today already in the morning. We had a meeting in the afternoon. There was all kinds of stuff.
I got rained on.
Oh, the rain was amazing.
So bad I had to take off my sandals and walk home in barefoot.
Haha, I was naked on the rooftop when the rain came. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm plugging Gosa Mertzen.
Slurp, slurp, everybody.
Okay, so why?
Oh, because I know.
What are we on?
Because when we go to this hasn't been programmed. We still didn't program it because of the thing with the stuff. So that's got to be programmed.
Do we need to go back to home?
We're back. We always have to go back to home if we do a Slurpers.
So all the jokes I made about your anal cavity, they were lost.
Lost to the ages. So yeah, we do that on purpose. We swear. Let's have a quick hello to everybody on the chat. Follower of Clay and Andrew in the house.
I like the way
dog.
These guys met up before we even started the show and they're drinking.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You guys at the Slurpers.
Philly Girl is in the house. Verena is here. Everyone wave to Verena.
Verena, you got 2 paws to wave these days, or you only still got 1?
Yeah, what's going on with your paws?
Ethan Pelletier's here.
Ethan Pelletier in the house. All right. So, Michael, besides it being hot this past week, last week we were in Linz.
Yes.
That feels like forever ago.
It feels like forever ago, and it was hot there too.
It was hot then too. It's true. Yeah, we did some shows in the Drachengasse, live streaming to some classes.
I think I've played more shows in the past week than I've played in the past 3 months.
Yeah,
in fact, the more live shows in the past week than I've played in the past 9 months.
Yeah.
And we had a live show on Thursday, and we had a live show on Sunday.
Right. That's right.
Tag. We played a tag. That was sold out too. That was yay!
Yeah, it was super, super cool. And then tomorrow we've got 2 matinees, and it's crazy. We're back in the Drachengasse where we did our Christmas show, and working with Michi and Matthias again with 2 cameras. Well, 3 cameras this time.
3 cameras, yeah.
But it was really cool. It's a little weird. We saw today how they do it. The kids are all in their classrooms sweating balls in somewhere in Vienna. And each class has got like, a big screen where you would watch the slideshow on, and they've got a beamer up so that they can see us in the theater. And then they always get some kid up in front of the laptop to talk to us.
We had 2 kids in Men in Black suits. They suited up as Men in Black. That was quite funny.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
But I think, Michael, before we move on to anything crazy.
So Verena's paw's almost back to normal.
Yes.
That's no craziness. Don't know if it was normal before?
It was.
So if you can do all the things you did with it before, then it's normal. If you've got new things you can do with it, that's good. That's a win.
That's abnormal. Moko in the house just popped up. So, Michael, before we move on to our chapters, we have to address something. This is our 50th show.
Incredible.
And
The show's almost as old as me.
for this occasion, I got you a bouquet of dicks.
That's so nice of you.
Right?
Oh, wow.
It's a nice bouquet
They're
of
all the
dicks.
same size.
They're never the same size.
That's a fistful of knobs.
It's a fistful of knobs you
You
got
stick
there.
them all in my face.
It's a cock fan.
Yeah.
It's a dick fan.
All my cocks are my fans.
Yeah? So I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, I did like it.
Yeah.
I still do like it. I like it quite a lot.
I thought also maybe we could,
But no. I can't play tennis with this, but I can play penis.
Did you ever play that game? It's a great party game. Replace one word from a film title with the word penis. And it's really dumb and really funny.
Follower of the lost penis.
But Michael, because of the occasion that we are now in our 50th episode, and it is our final episode. It's the last episode. It's weird.
Yeah. I almost feel relieved.
I know what you mean.
Right? It's somehow orgasmic.
Yeah, or coming to that lull after the
You know when you
cigarette
when you're having sex and you can't come because you had too much cocaine or too much cocaine and alcohol,
I can imagine.
right? And then you have sex for a really long time, and
Yeah.
you keep thinking you're gonna peak and you never do, and then at some point you're just like, fuck it, you give up.
Yeah.
And and then there's like 15 minutes when you're letting go of the. That's kind of how I feel now.
Right.
It's like it's not really orgasmic relief. It's that just fuck it relief.
Yeah.
That just letting go relief.
It's not gonna.
Thank God it's finally do something different on Thursdays. Yes, exactly what I've been thinking.
Hello to Anna in the house. Yeah, I hear you. It is a bit of a relief.
Penis NATO.
What? Yeah, penis NATO. That's close. It's sort of like the cook, the thief, his wife, and her penis.
His wife, yeah.
Harry Potter and the half-blood penis.
Moko, you can't join today. You got to go somewhere else. You got something on.
Well, we hope it's cool.
Yeah, it'd definitely be cooler than our last show.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna come to the last 3 chapters.
it's the last 3 chapters. I think they better be good chapters that you've selected for this week, Jim.
Oh, well.
Because I have no hand in this.
as
If
your
this turns out to be absolute crap, you got to talk to this guy.
As your chapter sommelier, I have put together a rare collection of only the finest of chapters.
Wow.
I think you'll be amused by their presumption.
By their presumption.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes.
Tickle me.
Yes. I think I shall. I think I shall.
Well, we're gonna miss us. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Pavlov. Thank God I like this. Thank God it's over. I'll finally be able to do something else on Thursdays.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got 3 chapters, and for you, those of you joining us for the first time, it should be about something. Comes to you in 3 parts. We call them chapters, and I suppose this,
Without further ado,
is the last chapter 1.
so we were already talking about finishing.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
On finishing things. So the idea about this is, are you good at finishing things, completing tasks? Or How do you deal with the end of a project? If you've been working intensely perhaps with a group for a long time and then the project is over, do you get post-project blues? Finishing things can be hard. Knowing when to pull the ripcord.
Well, there's also that thing about what type you are, you know? Are you an initiator or are you a finisher? You know, there's lots of people who work in teams where you've got one person or one part of the team initiating the idea.
Yeah.
But another part of the team, you know, kind of having the staying power to finish the idea.
Well,
while the innovators are kind of moving on to the next idea.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. In the best case, that's absolutely what you have. You know, it's like that scale of, you know, do you look at things as a journey or as a destination? And journey people are generally, you know, bigger picture, more take it as it comes, let's see what's going on. And, you know, destination people are a little more mechanic and want to get to things.
Tighten up that bolt.
Detail focused, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Those are like the ends of the spectrum. On
Absolutely.
that side, yeah.
I have to admit, though, I am far further on the big picture journey side of that spectrum. I'm really good with that. I get very bored in the details stuff of it. I'm good
I've never noticed that.
You've never noticed that?
No, I've never noticed that. I've known you how many years? 30 years, 35? I've never noticed that. Not once. Not once. Really? You say that of yourself? Incredible. It's like, what? How? I mean, how can you be so wrong about your own personality?
I know. It's surprising. I don't know myself.
No, I think it's a very good self-assessment, actually.
Yeah. And I'm very good at the big picture thing, and I'm good at keeping an eye for the field. But once that initial concept of it, once the ball gets rolling, for me, all those other things are sort of like, that's going to happen.
Michael's going to take care of it.
That's not purview.
But I think that's the reason why we work so well together, because that's exactly my. I think what I'm better at is figuring out how to make things work.
Yeah.
Or I have the patience to figure out how to make them work.
Yeah, and you have the patience to.
And the patience to put up with your stroppiness while I figure it out.
But what I also like about you is that you're not very you're detail focused, but you're not good with details. But
this is a good thing?
Yeah. No. You're detail focused and you're kernig and you have that patience, but you often lose yourself in the details, which wiederum is good because I have a good eye for the field, so I can be like, he missed the ball there. We can, we gotta get that thing, and I think that is true. That is true. When you are at home, working on home improvement projects or DIY things, are you good at finishing them?
I think there's a lot of things that go into that. But okay. So but on the subject of home improvement and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like housework. When I do the house, when I vacuum the apartment, it takes 2 hours because I vacuum everywhere and everything, every nook and cranny. I go up in the corners. I get those spider webs that are hanging up there and stuff like that. When Christina vacuums the apartment, it takes her 15 minutes, and she's like, "I'm done. I vacuumed the apartment today." I'm like, "Yeah, but you left most of the stuff unvacuumed."
I finished. You didn't even start.
And it's like, well, I vacuumed 3 times this week. You should vacuum as well. That's not how it works.
Yeah, my one vacuuming is worth.
It's like 6 months of everybody else's vacuuming.
Your vacuumings. Yeah. Okay. So, but housework is a little different. I find with DIY projects. That I can be like fire and flame for the beginning of it. My problem is if a part goes missing, if it's too much of a pain in the ass to repair something that's not quite working with it, I get so frustrated that I will just be like, okay, fuck it.
Well, I was doing one of those COVID drop-off tests a couple of weeks ago for the first time.
Oh, the gurgle tests, like a beep.
Right.
Yeah. I love them. They're great.
And I'd only heard the advertisements about them up until that point.
Right.
How easy it is to do this and blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And then I sat down and I realized, no, I need a passport. I can't just do it with my driver's license, which usually counts as an identity document in Austria. No, I need either an actual identity document or a passport, which is, says on the details thing, right? Then I had to register and stuff like that, and I just was like, oh, fuck, screwed it up. I threw it in the corner, and my wife got scared, and I stormed out of the apartment and went and got a 5-minute test at the chemist instead.
Yeah.
Right. So. Okay, so that's an example of just getting frustrated with things.
Yeah, and not finishing.
But it's not really a good example because, I mean, I'm too old to go starting new things in a rush. Like, this is always a bad idea. If you have 5 minutes to do something, do it the way you've done it every time before. Don't start doing something new, even if this guy tells you that it's super easy. And it's no problem, it's going to work fine because he read what it says on the side of the box. but actually, no, this is not a rant. So, but something that really bugs me about doing that kind of DIY stuff is that I don't have a designated space to do DIY because I live in an apartment. I don't have a workshop. I don't have a designated place where I can take my tools out and put them somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. So every time I do anything, if it's changing a bulb on the motorcycle, it means I have to get the toolbox, I have to take the fucking 6 flights of stairs down, I have to stand in the heat, in the sun, I have to take everything off and take everything off, take everything down, walk up. Then I realize I've got the wrong fucking spanner, it's in the other toolbox, or the toolbox that I actually need is here at Isbaz HQ, and then it's all fucked because then I've done half the work, and that really drives me.
Yeah.
And it's actually gotten to the point where I'm like, am I even going to start doing this project? No, fuck it. I'm not going to do anything.
I hear you. I think a lot of women would say that men in general are not good finishers. That seems to be like the cultural cliche, right? I know it was true of my parents, for example. My dad would start shit all the time and never finish it.
Yeah.
I mean, they started to build an addition to the house, and it was this huge
classic, though.
double
really is the
garage, and then the top part of it never got finished, and so it started to leak like a sieve. It was just, and it's always such a pain in the tits because often that thing that doesn't get finished, you had a lot of Begeisterung at the beginning, and you were ready, and then it just sits there,
and it gets
deteriorates.
It kind of falls apart. Yeah. So,
well, apparently they feel sorry for you here, Michael. So there's a big collective.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say, Andrew was saying he finds it hard to have a creative spark or something to do make build, but he thinks he excels in helping people figure out how to do what they've thought up, and that is very true. Mr. Perkins is one of the great producers of our time in that sense. He's not an executive producer. He's more of a managing producer, a maintenance producer, a technical producer. That guy. If it has electronics or a motor, we're just glad he's on our side.
Well, if you can use power tools to do the job.
Oh well, then he's in heaven. Pavlov's dog was saying she's not very good with finishing, but when she does, it feels really satisfying. Absolutely. Now,
you see, the thing about making lists as well, that's something that I'm pretty good at as well, is making lists.
Yes. Oh, I'm with Verena on that.
Yeah, totally.
I make lists.
But I've actually got a pretty good thing going these days about getting stuff done.
Yeah.
And it's, I saw it on TEDx, and it was do the bare minimum.
Right.
Because doing the bare minimum of anything is still better than doing fuck all.
Fuck all of anything.
Right?
Yeah. And if you get paralyzed by the amount of stuff.
If you get paralyzed by the amount of stuff, that you'll never do it, right? So Verena, I'm totally with you. I make lists. I got fucking lists, and I've got lists listing my lists of shit to do.
Have you ever found, I have found like a series of lists, like that have had the same thing on the list, but like with months and
carryovers.
Months.
No, I got years of carryovers.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Like I found lists on old computers. Okay, so what I do is I put up a new computer, and I take my to-do folder from my old computer, put it on my new computer, and it says new computer folder, and I never open that whole folder with everything that was on the desktop. And like 2 years later, I'm like, oh, you still haven't done that, but it's in the new list anyway.
Yeah.
But okay, so here's the thing. What I've started doing, and this really works, is that I've got all these lists of things to do, and there's always a ton of shit on there, right? And you get bogged down by just how much it is, and it's difficult to start anything if it's going to take you all day to do it.
Agreed.
Right? So basically what you end up doing is you start nothing, because you realize there's 100 things on this list. You're going to have that's 100 days worth of work.
Yeah.
Okay? So what you should do is pick one thing that you can start.
Yeah.
And do the bare minimum of getting that started.
Yeah.
Right? And fuck, it works.
Absolutely.
It works for everything. It works for how many push-ups you're going to do every day.
Absolutely.
How many steps you're going to walk, you know?
It's kind of like you're tricking yourself into it. I think of it
because
that
basically
way.
when you start doing the bare minimum, like if you've done the 10 push-ups, just do another 10.
Yeah. You're already in it. And that's the thing, like Pomodoro method. Perhaps people have heard of that. You know, it's like a 25, 30 minute interval. Basically, it's like, and you can do anything for 20 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, basically.
You know, and so it's just
but the thing
put
is,
down the timer.
If you say I'm going to do it for 20 minutes, then there will always be the day when you think, oh, fuck, doing that for 20 minutes is, I just don't have it. I'm just going to do it for 1 minute. I'm going to do it for 30 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as soon as you start doing it, you get into it, and then you will do it for 20 minutes or half an hour or 2 hours or whatever, right?
Did you ever...
I'm sorry, I need to go for this, because Pavlov's dog, right? Men are too fast finishers.
Unless he's had too much cocaine and alcohol.
But I knew it was just a matter of time until that turned up. Because of course women think men are bad finishers, because men always finish before women do.
Depends on how much cocaine and alcohol you had.
Yeah, that's the only thing it depends on. And but you had all that cocaine and alcohol, then she's like, Jesus, just finish this. Just get off me.
Well, yeah, because it's
off me.
You're either too fast, or you're like a fucking Columbo. You know, it's like, okay, are you finished? I got one more thing. I need to ask you one more thing.
Sweating profusely already. Both of you like sliding back and forth on each other like this. There's an ocean of sweat in her belly button.
Yeah. Well, that's why you have to mix a little Mandy in with your cocaine and alcohol, so that the sweat and the sliding just feels awesome. Just have a little MDMA in that cocktail.
Yeah, that's right. When you're having drug problems, take more drugs.
Yeah. Well, you know, it kind of balances it all out.
Yeah.
It's a delicate cocktail.
Yeah. Right.
But here's my question.
Downers, uppers, normalizers.
I got uppers and downers, screamers and shouters, inners and outers, and things to make you go sideways.
We got 1970s from those kids today.
Yeah, and so Michael, for a bunch of high school kids, does this scene where he's taking LSD and tongue kissing Kathy Tanner. It was classic English letters.
I want to dig you over, and I want to plow you.
I want to plow your moist fields. Yeah.
Those kids asked for the show they got.
Sure they did.
It serves them right.
No, it depends on the man, and I'm speaking from experience. Yeah, you know, I think that's another chapter.
Yeah, I think it's a whole.
That's a whole other chapter.
Well, that's a good chapter, Pablo.
That's a good chapter.
Choosing sexual partners,
and or just talking about orgasms in general. On orgasms in general. Men's orgasms, women's orgasms. Yeah. Maybe we can find a video of that. It's another chapter. Anyway,
it's a good chapter though.
What I want, yeah, absolutely. We're going to put it. We got to get it written down. There was something here that I wanted to ask them, now I've missed it. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, that's what I was asking.
That's like, I like to be first.
Yeah. Yeah, because, ladies will do it all night long.
Yeah.
Some. I've had some experience with women that were, but this is a different chapter. Let's stop talking about this. I wanted to ask you.
Still talking about finishing. I mean, it's still finishing.
Shh, I'm going to ask you my question.
You wanted to ask me your question?
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Do you get post-production blues?
No, I'm usually fucking happy when it's over.
Do you get post-festival blues?
No, I usually like to go home.
Mm-hmm. So,
even the end of holidays, I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this.
You're ready for the next.
I want to go home.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If you make bad choices for your holiday, then that's different.
Yeah,
so something that I've stopped doing is saying I'm going to go on a 3-day holiday, and try and cram 2 weeks into that.
Yeah.
If you go on a 3-day holiday, you can do 1.5 days worth of program. If you go to 2-week holiday, you can do like 10 days worth of program.
Yeah.
Right. So manage your.
But you don't have You don't have finishing the vacation blues. You don't have finishing the production blues.
Actually
You're never sad or that the thing, this intense time with somebody is over. Or a very long length of time, and you come to the end of something.
Yeah, I'm usually happy
you can just
to go
walk
home,
away from
be
it.
on my sofa and not have to put up with people.
Yeah, I mean, because it's weird. Like I have a friend of mine who was telling me recently. She worked at a place for 10 years, and then when she left there, they barely said goodbye. And it was like one of those intense theater kind of things.
That is weird.
That's super weird.
Yeah, that
and
is
it
really
feels
weird.
awful because you feel like you're part of a family or something, and then
but
everyone just
but maybe
lets you
you're not.
walk away. Yeah.
But so maybe you're putting reading more into it than there actually is.
It could be. Or it's always weird when you have more feels than the other. That's often very hard.
I think that's a very good choice, Andrew, is keeping your expectations down by not booking too much for your holiday, because your holiday's got to be about, doing nothing and finding things to do in the space that
you're
generating by doing nothing.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Like doing new things, and even if that new thing is doing nothing.
I would often tell people at home that I was coming back 2 days after I actually came back, just to give myself the space.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you need a vacation from your vacation.
You need a vacation from your friends as well.
Yeah,
especially if you go on vacation with them.
So at the end of the whole thing,
We did 50 episodes, and we haven't talked about orgasms once.
Well, apparently we did, but just not as its own chapter, and so we're going to have to make it a chapter on orgasms.
50 Shades of Orgasm.
On all the kinds of orgasm. On 50 Shades of Orgasms. So you're okay with finishing things if it's time for it to end. You can just walk away, not.
Well,
really
I've got to
feel
tell you, actually, almost everything I do, I feel like when it's reached the end, I'm happy to move on to something else.
Yeah, I mean, Michael. One of the things that I love about Michael, I remember, we had a friend who was going through a breakup. And Michael was like, look, divorce is always good. It's always a good thing. Because, go ahead, say.
Well, because if you're getting divorced, you're getting divorced for a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're obviously unhappy, so divorce is,
And I also think of it in terms of improvisation in our work. Editing is a support for the scene, right? You got 3 ways to support a scene. You can go in, you can stay out and give it focus, or you can kill that scene. And editing a scene is a kind of support. And so the end of something, that helps to give whatever it was a meaning.
Context, closure.
It gives it context and closure. I remember going to a farm out in Salzburg one time, and the farmers there, they were rather new. It was a small little boutique farm. They did Metzgelitze pigs. And as an
Mangalitza.
And as an Einweihungspresent, they were gifted like 2 rabbits. And as you can imagine, after a couple of months, there were rabbits all over the farm. And the farmer said to me, he said, it wasn't until we snared a couple of the rabbits and ate them that they had a purpose on the farm. Everything else on the farm had a purpose up until that point, but the rabbits really didn't. And he was telling me this as he was skinning this rabbit and putting it into a plastic bag so that I could take it home and make it for dinner that night, which was amazing. But what I loved about that was that theory that I had about stories. It's only at the end of a story that the story has
Do you know what the context of the story is?
Exactly. You know, because we're walking backwards into the future. And I thought that was really interesting as a way of, in the circle of life, to think about it, that these rabbits had no purpose, they had no meaning until they had been given a context of ending their life.
Yeah, eat those rabbits, man.
Yeah.
Deep fried rabbit. Have you had
Cornelio
battered?
Where is my Hasenpfeffer?
God damn it! Battered and deep fried rabbit. Yum.
yummy stuff.
Okay.
Well, I think
we've done enough of this.
I think we've done enough of this on ending things.
Oh, there was one.
Follower of Clay is also, you know, because he does the lights for improv shows in Leipzig. He's a great lighting technician.
I was gonna,
and you know, being in control of blackouts it is, because you can make the whole thing have this wonderfulness.
You give it meaning.
All of a sudden, once the lights go out, then it's like, boom, now I can feel the whole thing in its context.
I thought you were going to say something about rabbits, actually, because I've become a follower of Clay.
Okay.
Because he's always out in the forest finding, you know, mushrooms and shit like that. So I thought you were going to say something about him finding rabbits or edibles in the forest.
Right.
Better pull the lights out early than leave them burning on stage. Oh yes. Finish the story. You can always be finishing.
ABC. Always be closing.
That's it. Always be closing. Yeah. ABC.
Always be closing.
Dang, that maths went straight to my head. Yeah, but apparently they're not good at finishing. View through trees. You haven't been here for a while.
View through trees has showed up.
And I can't make head or tail of what the hell you're talking about here.
Remember, after scoring a soccer goal, someone would say, "Great shot," and then at some point it became, "Great finish." Was this after the billions times soccer players hired him?
I have no idea what you're talking about. And dude, if you're trying to finish right now, you've got to stop taking the cocaine, or you never will. And that puts us on to chapter 2.
I think you're absolutely right. Let's take a moment and move on. This is chapter 2.
Is there more beer in the fridge?
I don't know. You want to go check?
I need to go and check if there's more beer in the fridge.
Okay. We're now into chapter 2.
We have audio, yeah.
Yeah, we're now into chapter 2, which is on habits and making new ones. So I guess our question at the top of this would be, are you good at consciously starting new habits, making new habits? Is it hard? Do you have any tips or tricks in trying to do it? Do you have any habits that you'd like to get rid of? Do you find it harder to stop something or to start something? And I think one of the reasons that this one came up is because Isbaz really became a habit for me, for Michael, for a lot of people. It's been a long time. I can't even remember when I had a sure fix for every Thursday for so long.
Yeah, incredible.
Right?
So there's no beer. I'm on the vodka.
You're on the vodka. Okay.
I'm on the vodka with Happy Day Spritz.
Happy Day. Oh, happy day.
Because we're out of ginger ale.
Oh,
but that beer was nice, damn. But there's no more cold beer.
So that's what we're talking about. What are your good habits? What are your bad habits? Would you rather be able to start a new habit, or would you rather be able to get rid of a habit? Is it harder than one or the other?
How hard is it to give up your habits?
Yeah.
On that subject, Slurp-Slurps.
Slurp-Slurps, everybody.
That's not too bad.
No?
Yeah, it's all right. I can hardly taste the vodka, even though I put quite a lot in there.
Did we finish the damn mead? Asks follower of...
Oh, no, we have not finished the damn mead.
But he took it home.
No, I didn't. It's here.
Oh, well,
it's here in the cool
in the cool thing?
lager room.
Well, we should get that.
For the 50th, and have some more mead. Yes, we should.
Yeah, this is the 50th.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Verena was saying we should do 52 just to make it a year, but...
Well, we in fact did. That's the crazy thing. So when we look back, we've already been doing this for a year.
Yeah.
The episodes, we started counting them back when we were on Twitch. We started off, actually, I think it was the first 16 episodes we did on Twitch, and then we moved to YouTube. And there was only 2 weeks, I believe, that we missed it out completely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we covered them all.
Because
so that's why
there was no holiday last year because we had to stay home.
Yeah. And I remember there was one time in summer where we didn't do one. We had to skip it because I was in Lichau and you were somewhere. But
yeah, we did Großglockner Hochalpenstraße last year.
You did, yeah.
On a motorcycle.
Yeah. So starting, keeping them is harder. Okay.
Sports related.
Trying to get rid of a habit. So you've never tried to get rid of a habit, Pavlovstock. Interesting. Literature tip, Atomic Habist and the Mini Habit. I'm sure there's a ton of books, and I think that's great. Thank you so much for throwing that out there. Let's just get it kicked off, Michael. Are you better at starting new things, as in habits, or ending old ones? Or is it both hard? Or both easy?
It's interesting, actually, how close this topic is to the topic we've just had. Because this what was it?
On ending things?
Yeah, finishing things. Yeah, doing the bare minimum. That's the habit that I've adopted for almost everything I do at the moment.
Right. Okay. Well, so for example, you were quite a smoker for a long time. That's a classic habit that people start.
Yeah.
Sometimes they start it easily. Sometimes they work hard at getting to become a smoker. I felt like I had to work at becoming a smoker. And then you stopped smoking.
Yeah, I stopped smoking several times though.
Yeah, and so was it that? I mean, that's one of the hardest habits to break, they say, right?
Well, the last time I stopped, it was the easiest thing to do. It was definitely the easiest stopping smoking.
Yeah.
Because every time up until then, I'd always had a craving for cigarettes, but I got sick of the smell of cigarettes. Kind of started making me feel sick.
I hear you.
So it was easy to break that habit at that point. So I guess, no, I'm not actually a good person. I'm not really good at breaking my bad habits.
Right.
Well, I need guidance or lucky stars or something to help me break habits.
Does that mean it's easier for you to start things because of your newfound bare minimum thing? Do you find?
Well, I'm getting more things done because I have the.
But that's not habits. It's like
not really a habit. No.
Well, so for example, because a little side habit thing, Philly Girl asks, is being in a rut the same as having a habit? And I would say absolutely.
Because it's like a go-to way to feel.
It's a go-to way to feel, it's a go-to way to do things, and the only way to get out of that rut is to do something different. However, to do something different, you've got to start. And that is the beginning of any habit. Because sometimes we have habits that come in implicitly. They're not explicitly, started habits. There are things like morning routines. Unless you're actively choosing a morning routine, you can create a habit.
Absolutely. Eating half a box of cookies for breakfast. Yeah, that's a habit.
Cookies are done for breakfast.
Yeah. Okay, that's a habit I've recently broken, actually.
Yeah, eating the cookies for breakfast.
Yeah, because like usually there was, but it's terrible the way habits creep up on you. The really crappy habits, like the unhealthy ones, the ones that bog you down in the end and stuff like that. Those are just things that they're not intentional. They kind of creep up on you, and then you lose control of them. It's like the eating cookies. For some reason, there were cookies. There's always been, like some kind of cookies or something like that at home. But
throughout history, there have always been some kind of cookies.
In my home, right? But I'd never got into that rut of starting every day with like half a kilogram of cookies. Right? But I got to the point where I'd make my coffee in the morning, then I'd take out the bag of cookies, and I'd start eating cookies.
Yeah.
And then if I felt like it, I'd make myself another cup of coffee to wash down the rest of the cookies that were still in the bag.
Yeah, because you want to be a completist. You don't want to leave half a bag of cookies around. That would just be rude.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing was, I don't know, I'd just eat like half a bag of chocolate cookies for breakfast every day. And it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because the chocolate cookies, it's not like they've always been there. I guess they've only been there since I've been married. But I've been married quite a long time. Yeah. So,
it's those weird reinschleichende habits. Often I think often have to do with. They say practice makes perfect, but I believe practice makes permanent. So the more often you practice something, the more ingrained it's going to become.
Yeah.
And that is why when you're working out or you're learning anything new, a technique, you want to go slow. You want to do slow and deliberate kind of practice to make sure that your form is good. Because every time you practice a shitty form, well, then you're making that shitty form more part of what it is.
So it's when you're not really paying attention to what you're doing.
Exactly.
That's where bad habits are formed.
That's where those
good habits are formed when you're paying attention.
It's that difference between being conscious of it and unconscious of it. And that's why I think that reflection is always good to see, all right, is this something that I've chosen or am I okay with it?
Is this just something that kind of happened,
Yeah. And often that reflection is really hard to do.
Yeah.
Who buys those cookies?
But hang on, I want to go to this first, right? Overwriting the bad habit, Pavlov. Yes, absolutely. So you got to overwrite those habits. Like do something else instead of doing that thing that is always the go-to that you do. Yes, and that totally works because it's so easy to make something a new habit.
Well, they say, what is it? You have to do it for at least 2 weeks before it can start to become ingrained as a habit.
Well, possibly. Yeah. I think it could even be shorter because.
Well, that's not every time they say. Michael.
Every time you do this, if you tell yourself a couple of times, every time I do this, I'm just going to do this other thing.
Right, which is what happened to me when I gave up cigarettes.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, normally I would get out of the studio, walk outside, take out my cigarette case, which I love to have in my hands because it was this beautiful object, and then I would pull out the cigarette.
That's what made stopping smoking so difficult for me, is because I had the paraphernalia that I was attached to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, one of the things that helped me most about stopping smoking was giving away the lighter I'd got for my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
I gave it to somebody else.
Wow. I think this thing, the iPhone, I think this is incredibly habit forming.
Oh yeah, totally.
And that's
I've
something...
not looked out of the window wistfully in 5 years at least. It's like if we're watching TV and my wife gets up to take a pee, I'm on my phone.
Oh, do you not look at your phone while you're watching television?
No, that's frowned upon in our household.
Ah, yeah.
Especially by my wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although she does it most She does it more than I do it.
Yeah, I know. In my house,
She's not online today, so I can say anything I want.
In my house, there's been some discussion of it. We've kind of slid into. I kind of know that we're actually not into the thing that we're watching when the phones come out.
Okay.
Sometimes I take out the phone because I do research. Like I like to know who the actors are.
This
I
is
like
true.
to know this stuff.
But we both do that, yes.
But
you kinda get stuck
but
in
that's not what we're talking about here. This is when you're scrolling through whatevs and while watching.
And checking your Twitter feed while you're watching.
Yeah. And sometimes there's nice things. You know, I like there are shows that I have that are for that. It's just the background. It's just the fireplace.
Yeah.
But it's like when the show you're watching is one of those shows for you, but not for the other person. That can feel weird because it really feels like you're not in the same room with them anymore.
Yeah.
But that has become a total
that is
habit.
basically what it is. Yeah. It's difficult. It's really difficult to find good things to. Watching shows, okay? Because we are so confronted with the sheer amount of shows we could potentially watch, it's extremely difficult to find a show you want to watch together.
Okay, he's slowly starting to slide into a Netflix rant, so...
No.
Okay,
it doesn't actually matter whether it's Amazon or Netflix or anything else. It's difficult to choose.
Yeah.
There's that song, like 50 different types of chocolate chip cookie on the shelf. I can't. I'll let you know. So basically, the over
13 channels of shit on the TV to choose
That's
from.
Pink Floyd, yeah.
Choose from.
Yeah. So the total overkill of possibilities makes it very difficult to find something you want to do together. If you were just going to the cinema, it's like you've got the 4 or 5 cinemas that you go to, and the choice of movies that are on there. You choose one of those, and then you've made your choice. Yeah. And you sit in a darkened room. There's a thing to it. You don't pull out your phone when you're in the movie house, right? But when you're sitting at home on the sofa, it's like, fuck this, you know, you can do anything you want. It's, you know, it's your house. You can do whatever you want, right?
So, Fazit, when it comes to making new habits, the idea is to do small chunks, to do it repetitively, and to set up the cues so it's easy to do. Don't have your toolboxes in 3 different places. Have a place where it's easy to step into. Like what we tried to do with Isbaz to make it as automatic as possible so we can just kind of step into it. We still haven't got there over yet.
Oh no, we're pretty good at doing this.
Yeah, okay.
We're pretty good at doing this. It's like, we can set up this whole studio thing here and take it down in an hour. That's...
Yeah.
And
easy.
take it down
easy.
in an hour.
Easy. Yeah, that's
just
true.
Today we were fucking around with the fucking color here because I forgot to plug the computer in. So, bad habits in a helicopter, you end up dead. That's a deep thing actually there. You know, there's some places you can't develop bad habits because they're deadly.
Yeah, exactly. And so
it's like in Australia, sticking your hand behind that box that's been in the corner for 6 years.
Don't do that.
You do that once. It can never become a habit. There's always a snake or some deadly spider behind the box that's never been moved.
So starting habits, we want to go slow, we want to be repetitive, and we want to just keep doing it and make it as easy as possible to cue that up. To break old habits that we want to stop doing, it's the same thing. We have to recognize what the cues have been and change those to, as Pavlov's dog says, override them. It's not easy, and I think it gets easier with friends, and so I think having an accountability buddy is always good for something like that. But you know, even if you're not into that, it's the problem is we're constantly, you know, trying to bring from system 2 into system 1, as Danny Kahneman would say it, right? And so we're always trying to knock on the door and say we have to change these patterns, and that's tiring and.
Yeah, because at some point you just want to slam the door shut on that guy and say, Shut the fuck
Shut
up and stop
happy the way I
bugging
am.
me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sitting on my sofa with my dick in my hand. This is my me time. Go away.
This is my habit. All right, that was chapter 2. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, and everyone in between, I do believe... You okay? I do believe it is time for our last commercial.
Yes.
And now, back to the show. So, we're back. Before we move on to chapter 3.
I was going to say
Yeah, what were you
something.
gonna say?
Oh, who buys the cookies? It's not me. It's not me. No, it's not. It's not me. I'm the one who buys the cashew nuts.
Oh, yeah. It's not the cookies for breakfast. It's the cashew nuts anytime. It's like one of those damn nuts.
Actually.
Oh, God.
But I got this new thing actually. Now when I buy cashew nuts, I don't buy one bag of cashew nuts. I buy 2 bags of cashew nuts because I buy 1 bag of salted and 1 bag of unsalted.
Yeah.
And then I mix them up in a big can of an empty peanut can.
Yeah.
Shake them up because I don't like them that super salty, but I hate the ones that aren't salty.
And you laugh at me and make fun of me when I do that with Coke Light and water because I don't like the bubbles. It's the same thing. You want to
That's bullshit. I've never said anything about that, and you've never said that it's about the bubbles.
It's always been about the bubbles.
Well, this is the first time I'm hearing
Really?
this, and it's the first time I've heard of
All
this.
right. Well,
I've always watered my Coke down, and I don't drink Coke anymore because the Coca-Cola company and I. This is where we can get into a rant. We are on a fucking war party, motherfuckers. You can't put sugar and non-sugar in the same drink. Rant over.
All right, Michael, you have to go get the meat because we have to finish it because this is the last show.
Oh yeah, I haven't missed it all.
Milko's back.
Where the fuck were we?
We're talking right now, in between times. You were talking about this, what you saw before.
Oh, and the cashew nuts.
The cashew nuts, that's right. Cashew nuts.
Cashews, yeah.
God bless you.
Cashews.
Cashews. So I think Follower of Clay is right. It's time for some meat. So can you go and get the meat because you know where it is?
Follower of Clay.
Yeah, that's a guy that has been hanging out with us for a while.
He doesn't have an iPhone?
Oh no, of course not. Follower of Clay would not have an iPhone.
He has a machete.
He
uses a machete.
I try really hard with the phone to keep it as a tool, but it's
turned into a toy?
No, but it's hard. It's hard because of reasons. Okay, first I've heard of it too. I don't know what the hell we're hearing first of, but so this being our last episode, I thought it would be nice to think back and look at this past year, but we didn't do that at all.
We got this.
We got this instead.
Like one of the highlights. I think it was probably the highlight of the year. We got mail from Follower of Clay.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
drinkable contents mail.
Speaking of which, Follower of Clay set up on Facebook a group called Isbaz HQ, where a whole bunch of the Isbazites, Isbazoozers, and Berserkers have shown up and are doing lots of stuff. And we would love it if people would move over there. So if you are in any other It Should Be About Something group,
go to Isbaz HQ and join.
Well, what we should do is
we'll let you in.
Maybe Follower of Clay, if you have the possibility, or Mr. Perkins, can you put a link to that group because I believe it's private. But if you click on that link, we will let you into that, and that's going to be our spot for a little while.
Sure, that'd be cool. Yeah. I love the way people are posting things on Isbaz HQ and having their own little discussions. Apparently, there are plans to kidnap and put us in a.
Do you hear a helicopter?
No, I don't. But what's that red dot on your phone?
Why am I standing on plastic? What's happening?
Why is all the straw on the ground? Coke water bubbles. Never heard you mention that was why.
Really? Why would you have ever thought that's why I did it? Because I didn't like because it was too intense? No,
So
like premium quality.
follower
No,
of clay.
it's
This mead has just gotten even better. I know you told me to put it in a new bottle, but because I haven't been in the studio and it's been in the Lagerraum. So the Lagerraum is like 10 degrees cooler than everything else.
Yeah.
And
it's really yummy. I mean, it's still got.
It had no pressure on it.
It's got a ton of the honey still.
Yeah.
It smells like summertime.
It's got a really honey thing going to it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of clover in there right now.
There's a lot of booze in there as well.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
The chat should be visible post-show. You know, Pavlov, I'm going to go to this right now because on fucking YouTube, it says that the chat will be visible post-show. That's how I set this up. But if it isn't, there's something. I've checked the chat. I've checked. Yeah, he's doing that thing. Okay. All right.
I know. So, but there's a lot of things. Okay.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
What?
He's just talking about it, but he doesn't.
I think perhaps we should just move on to chapter 3.
I think we should move on to chapter 3.
Because we're super late with this. This is going to be a long show.
It's a long show.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors and everyone in between.
I already thought we were in chapter 3.
We're moving on to chapter 3, the last of chapter 3.
Ah, I see what you did there.
On planning ahead. So here's my thinking on this, and this is going all out to the Izbazuzlas. Are you good at planning? They're all sort of a theme here. Are you more destination oriented? Like you know where you want to get to, you have Gomaret, we have a 5-year plan. Or do you have that 5-year plan and you're going to take the steps to get there? Or are you further along on that spectrum to the journey side of it, taking what comes and being more, I guess, reactive? It's sort of, proactive to reactive. And we're all of these things, but do you tend to one or the other? Are you good at planning ahead? How do you deal with your plans getting fucked up? I think these are the things we want to talk about here.
Right. Analysis paralysis. That's an interesting problem, actually.
I want to know what that means. What's analysis paralysis?
Well, where instead of tackling the problem, you get tied up in trying to figure out what the problem is and what your best course of action would be.
In planning ahead.
In evading whatever the problem is, or devising the best solution for the plan, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm still not sure what this means. So you mean analyzing the situation, trying to find the best possible solution, and getting paralyzed.
Getting stuck. Getting bogged down in the nuts and bolts instead of keeping an eye on what you actually want to achieve. Right? Because, and this is the crazy thing about reaching goals.
Yeah.
Is that you never reach a goal. You reach an approximation of the goal. And if you can say I've reached an approximation of the goal that's 30% off.
Yeah,
that's pretty good, actually.
Well, that's because so I have this theory that the very first meeting for anything is always the best meeting of that thing.
Yeah, because you're all consumed with this vision and you're on fire, and nobody's got bored with the details.
And also because at the first meeting, there's not only that adrenaline rush of the newness, it's not that only the adrenaline rush of everyone throwing in their thing, but everyone has this Aristotelian perfection of whatever the project, whatever the thing is going to be.
By next week.
And everyone has this Aristotelian perfection in their head, but everyone's is different. Because it's the first meeting and everyone's fire and flame for doing the thing, this is the best moment.
And it hasn't even been communicated what all the different visions are yet.
But everyone thinks they're on the same page, but all of those pages are different. And then after that meeting, that's when all of the compromises start. And all of the disappointment and the frustrations. And it goes just downhill from there. So never start anything is the lesson.
It's the story of my life, actually.
That's the lesson.
Every production you and I have ever done.
It's just bullshit. Why do we? It's because it's a habit. It's a habit that just snuck in there.
We gotta break that habit.
We gotta reprogram this habit. So thank goodness this is the last show.
So the next time, we'll just say, no, this is. Let's not go down that slippery slope again. Just leave it.
Just, you know what?
The next time you have an idea, don't call me.
It's like sex with the ex. It might be super exciting, and you might feel like, oh, that'll be familiar. I can get with. No, just don't do it.
Oh, Jesus.
Just don't do it. So Mocha was saying that she's such a planner that she doesn't enjoy the present, and I hear you. I mean, I am not you.
I know people like that,
but I've dealt with people like you a lot.
It's difficult being in a room with people like that where you think, oh, God, it's all so good. This is brilliant. It's great, and they're like, yeah, well, you know, we
could optimize
if we do this, and then maybe next week,
or the FOMO people, or Mocha,
the sun's shining. Get out here.
Mocha, are you an overanalyzer of wanting to optimize it? Because I have friends that are like that and they can't deal with it in the present. Or are you a FOMO kind of person? The fear of missing out, that there's going to be something better along the line. What keeps you from being in the present?
Best laid plans need the flexibility to be changed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, and this goes exactly with no plan survives first contact with the enemy.
Yeah. Everyone's got a plan until you punch them in the face. I think that was Mike Tyson that said that. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
But Mike Tyson's plan was, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Well, Mike Tyson had to learn how to, because if you grow up with a voice like that, you better learn how to box.
Jesus. Can you imagine how many people Mike Tyson just fucked up completely because they made fun of his voice?
Oh, Jesus Christ, absolutely. Mocha just loves planning stuff. No plan for, So Pavlos thought, I wish I could plan ahead more, get a new job, moving together, and it fails with me getting only on extension. I'm like, I hear you. But the plan, I think that's what Philly Girl is talking about. Have the plan, but then be ready to throw it away. And I think that's something that we do in improv a lot.
There's a lot of things that just can't be planned.
Absolutely.
And you need to go with the moment, with the
adjustment, and because that gives you the flexibility in your processing. I mean, it's always about
the serendipity of the moment.
And to be able to convert on that, which is what we talked about. Yeah. We did a whole thing about that. But the thing is, with the planning of stuff, having the plan, the general plan is good. I really think I've never been good at doing those plans, but having one is good. But then being able to pivot when context changes is the most important thing. And Philly Girl, Philly Girl spent her life as a nurse. And hospitals, like the military, are full of plans. If this thing happens, then we go and do this. If this is going, there is very specific things that have to get done. But very much like in life, in the hospital, concentrated, contexts change very quickly, and you have to be able to throw that plan away. And I think we do that in improv all the time. We often have that sort of ghostly skeleton of possibilities. I mean, in improv, it's more about like the parallel universes that bloom and then deflate upon themselves. But you always have those ghosts of structure that are constantly changing and shifting until you get to the next thing.
I'm not. don't think that's actually quite the quote, but it is life. Life is what happens while you're sitting around figuring out what to do tomorrow or something.
It's John Lennon. Life is what happens while you're sitting around making plans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also the quote of, you know how to make God laugh? You know how to make God laugh? Tell him your plans.
Oh, right.
That's the classic. Mm-hmm. Although the John Lennon quote is pretty classic too.
It's much better as well because it doesn't include God, who does not exist.
Yeah.
Speaking of plans.
Speaking of plans.
Isbaz next generation?
Isbaz the next generation. Okay, so here's the thing.
This is part of the plan.
No, we're just shifting. This is the last Isbaz. Before our summer vacation. That's right. You heard it here first. Here's a factoid for you. Isbaz is coming back.
Toy Day. You're welcome.
That's right. Isbaz. This one works. That button works. Isbaz is coming back, and it's going to be back in October. Did you know that? No, you just got... Oh, shit.
Just press all of them.
Why is it not happening? It's supposed to work. Damn it.
Okay, so do we have audio? Yeah. Okay. So the carefully laid plan to lead you all astray that we're going to end this thing has finally come to a head. No. We're definitely not ending this. It's been...
Jim and Tech are not good bedfellows. Andrew Troy, you're so very true. It's so very true. Yes, we're idiots. We're idiots and terrible, terrible, terrible liars. But we're going to come back.
The buttons, damn it.
The buttons aren't... Michael finally got... It doesn't matter. Stop explaining.
It's my Stream Deck.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break for the summer, and we might be in on a Thursday or two for a special. But basically, what we want to do is tighten the nuts and bolts on this thing.
Yeah,
and come back
stronger than ever in October,
and give it a new run from there.
In the meantime, we're gonna try to revamp some stuff and. Also during the summer, and this is what we meant, we're so happy that Faller of Clay set this Isbaz HQ. I mean, there were so many of these Facebook groups, but we want to consolidate everybody there.
This is the Isbaz.
This is really the Isbaz group.
Isbaz group.
It's really the
one. And we want to
that...
chat to you guys and get a conversation going about stuff that we could implement and upgrade, and your ideas on where we should take this thing. Right?
That's right, and that's a place where we can hook up with folks who have already started editing stuff from old episodes, and we've also got our secret project, which we want to present over the summer. So we want to have everybody go to Isbaz HQ. We're going to get the link in the chat.
Yeah, Pavlov, we need a new channel trailer. Exactly.
We need a what?
We need a new channel trailer.
A new channel?
A channel trailer.
What's a channel trailer?
I don't know. Pavlov seems to know what she's talking about. So, yes, we need that. We need a channel trailer.
Yeah, we need a channel trailer. She means on the YouTube thing. We don't have a channel trailer. Oh, yeah. See, all this stuff is going to be awesome, and then we're going to come back stronger than ever. Our tentative plans is to have a soft opening of our second season, but we're not going to call it season 2. We're just going to go on and call it number 51 or 52 or whatever it is. But our tentative plans is to come back in October and to do an It Should Be About Something special. Live from the Moment Festival.
Moment Festival, yeah.
Which is the International Festival for Improvisation here in Vienna, where I'm the Schirmherr of that, the umbrella man. And
I'm gonna fuck his shit up.
And Michael's gonna be there to fuck my shit up. And we're gonna have lots of wonderful guests, and it's gonna be super cool. Okay. I practiced my look over there skill.
Should be done by October. You're talking about the trailer. Yeah, be good. I think we should get a chat going on Isbaz HQ about what this trailer should entail, and blah blah blah.
And it's going to be a great place to have GIF wars and to think about if anybody has ideas for it, we're just open to it. We want
Like
to
also
know.
topics, you know, like things you guys want to talk about, or like things that topics that are meaningful to you. Give us some context on that topic, and then we can like really get into this, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
They're off on a thing here. So,
Yeah.
What we're talking
you
about-
guys, go and give yourselves somewhere else.
Yeah.
Don't
No.
do that on our chat.
Oh no, I think they really should, because everyone should get in on that. It was so much fun to watch.
I fucking scrolled for half an hour on my old computer because the fuck is so slow.
Oh, that
It was
sucks.
incredible coming into the studio today and using this computer because it's like 100 million times faster than the piece of shit I got on
But it
home.
was so much fun to watch Follower of Clay and Anarab, their gift war was really great. And I think we can do that in Isbaz HQ, and there's lots of stuff that we can talk about and help each other out with, and I'm super psyched for that.
Yeah.
Here
So
is the
what's the
link
topic?
again, he
What's
says,
the-
but it never shows up.
What's
This
the topic
link.
of this chapter?
Chapter 3?
On planning ahead. Right.
It's called On Planning.
So basically, we've spoken about the plans for Isbaz.
Yeah.
That's the planning ahead of Isbaz kind of.
Right.
tick the
And we
box.
were asking people about, are they good
Right.
about planning ahead? And some are, some aren't. It's really planning ahead. Okay. When I was younger, my life situation never gave me it never gave me really the feeling that I could plan on anything.
Financially.
Situationally, yeah. Financially is part of it, but just there was not a lot that one could really count on, except
Right.
for the fact that my mom would always be there for me.
Yeah.
When I got older, I think that translated into my job, which was always about being in the present as much as possible. And I spent a lot more time in the present than most people. Maybe not as much as a Buddhist monk, but pretty close. For better or for worse. But now that I get older and my time allotted to me on this earth is getting shorter, I wonder if it's maybe time to start getting that skill of planning ahead a little bit. I know you're better at it than I am. Have you planned ahead for your retirement?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah?
I have some plans. Well,
I have some
what,
plans.
like, you mean like financially? Like, do I have a pension plan?
Well, I have a plan. I've got an ex-girlfriend and her husband who are pretty rich, and they're going to basically take care of me for the rest of my life when I get older. That's what I'm planning on.
I think
That's my retirement
that's
plan.
a pretty foolproof plan right there.
Yeah.
I wish I had that plan.
Yeah, my fallback is Andrew. He knows this. And in the back of his head, he's already allotted. So he's the best planner.
It's like-
he already knows this.
Andrew
he
already-
He knows it's going to happen.
Andrew's already ordered a shack from Amazon that he's going to put up in the back of his yard.
Yeah.
You're going to live in that.
I'm gonna be like the Unabomber in the back, writing my manifesto. Nobody can see the the Isbaz HQ
No, it's not
link.
working.
Yeah, for some reason, maybe the YouTube chat doesn't allow links.
That's possible.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to find.
Jim the Grasshopper. Yeah.
You
we
go
talked about
to
that.
Facebook and you put in Isbaz HQ and it turns up as a group. Or you go to groups and search for Isbaz HQ.
Even if it's private.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
and then you apply for
It's
it.
not invisible. You just have to apply for membership.
I see. Yeah. And if you apply for membership, you'll get in. Because the password is open says me. No, that's not what the password is.
I actually declined someone access the other day.
Oh, good. We hate those people. Who was it? Some random scammer?
Some random scammer.
Was it like
Yeah.
a woman who is dressed scantily and her name is
No,
something
it
like
was a dude.
Teresa
It was a dude.
Forquist?
And I went to his Facebook profile and I was like, you're not friends with anybody I know.
Okay, so
You don't have a handle I recognize
Yeah.
from anywhere. It was just, and I was like, no.
Well,
and all of the photographs in his feed were like random.
yeah, that's
Fuck those people.
obviously a thing.
Right. So yes, my plan is to let my rich uncle in. You guys have exactly the same genes.
Well,
And this will be your downfall.
what I think is interesting is I used to think of Ethan as being the smart one in the family.
Isn't he the guy who studied accounting?
No, he's studying to be a lawyer.
Okay, you got to take care of this guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to work the other way around.
Yeah, you are so taking care of me. I will entertain the shit out of you and your friends, but you got to take care of me.
But you can just order like an aluminium shack on Amazon and put it up in the back of your yard. That's fine. He doesn't need many creature comforts.
No. Andrew's already on it. He's going to take us in. It's going to be good. It's all going to work out, people. It's all going to work out.
Right. Where do we start this?
Well,
you were
I
talking
think-
about plans for the future.
We're talking about planning ahead and the difficulties that we have. At me as a grasshopper, absolutely. You are a little better at it than I am. But the fact is, we are planning ahead. It should be about something. We'll be coming back. We're going to look at lots of ideas. We want to throw some of those ideas at you in ISBAZ HQ. We have ideas of spin-offs. We have ideas of having call-in guests. We've got a lot of possibilities, but we're going to take some time off. We'll reflect. We'll
refurbish.
We'll try to avoid analysis paralysis, and we'll talk to you guys, and then we're going to get it together.
Reflect, refurbish, and rejoin.
Reflect, refurbish, rejoin.
The 3 R's.
What is it? Reduce, reuse, recycle.
There you are.
Reflect, refurbish, rejoin.
Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Yeah, that's nice.
All right. So then.
Oh my God. Verena, you can't just say you're healing from breaking your arm that you now you're getting knee surgery. It's like just give us an opportunity to breathe here. Like what the fuck is going on with the knee surgery?
It's going to be at least next summer by the time we have.
It's like follower of clay is shaken. Wasn't it the hand, Verena?
Yeah. We're going to have an ISBAZ meetup. There's definitely going to be an ISBAZ meetup.
Didn't we say we're going to fly a Zeppelin or something like that? We were going to do something crazy. We wanted to do.
We're going to take the vomit comet. But I think we're also going to have a just so we can see Verena in her full body cast.
If we go anywhere off the ground with Verena, we're going to have to put her in one of those blow-up balls so that we don't break her.
Don't worry, Verena. We got you. So, Michael, before we go, because it is time to get on with it all, and we say goodbye and good night for the last time, is there anything that you want to say to people? I tell you what, this is what we're going to do. Everybody out there in Chatland, please answer this question. If you're not on Chatland, just shout it at the screen or join us on ISBAZ HQ and answer us there.
Yeah, like a weekly update, whether you've broken limbs, would just take a load off for everybody.
Yeah. Maybe we can have like a quick little, maybe we can get Verena to do like an iPhone report. It's like, this is Verena with the broken limbs
Just
update.
completely bandaged up.
Yeah.
That would be very
This is
funny.
Verena with the broken limbs update. Okay, so here's the question. Before we go out, here's the question. What is something from this past year of your life with It Should Be About Something that sticks in your brain? Something that's picked, a moment, an idea, something about It Should Be About Something that really sticks with you.
Post that in the ISBAZ HQ.
Throw it here in the chat. Because I'm asking you the same question and then we're going to have to say goodnight.
Oh.
Jim so reminds me of Cecil from Night Vale podcast. I haven't listened to Night Vale. There's a lot of people talk good things about it.
Actually, I think not in this chat, in the ISBAZ HQ, because then we can chat about it.
Yeah, but people can't get to the ISBAZ HQ yet. But yes, please do it in the ISBAZ HQ. Do you want to just say goodnight in a drunkenly way?
Good night.
Well, hold on a second.
Good night.
I want to tell you, Michael, I've enjoyed my time this past year. I love you very much. Without this, I don't know where I would have been. We have learned so much together, individually, and despite one another. And I would not have it any other way. Thank you.
Yeah. All those things. It's like this has been a vehicle for moving on. And really moving on in a good way. Yeah. No. Learning things, doing new things, stuff.
Absolutely. That's
A year of stuff.
Michael Smolik.
That's Jim Libby. This has been about something.
It really has been about something. It's been about a year.
Yeah.
And I'm psyched for summer. We're gonna see each other in the ISBAZ HQ. Before we go, this is what people are remembering. Some fun when entering this.
Waving at the screen.
Waving at the screen, even though Verena wasn't around.
That's been a constant. You should listen to Jim? Who do you mean, me?
No. You should listen to it. She's talking about Night Vale, which is on my list. Follower of Clay, back when we did not know who Follower of Clay was.
Yeah.
Oh, the big mystery, that was awesome.
Good.
The waning and waxing of the beards. Yeah, beards. Yeah, because you come sometimes.
A Thursday habit that I have enjoyed. Yeah, it's a good habit.
I'm figured I'm online
It's not a
even
bad
more than know-it-all. I'm online even more than know-it-all.
Oh, online she's more know-it-all than she is in real life.
Yeah.
I think that would actually be difficult, Pavlov. As someone who doesn't actually know you, I think you're a bigger know-it-all.
Thanks for the
in real
memories,
life.
Waves. Good show, gents. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The memory remains.
Best show ever.
It
Yeah,
has
totally.
absolutely been the best show ever. And when we come back, it's going to be the besterer show ever.
So form new habits for your Thursdays in summer. Lie in the sun. Get some sun in your belly.
Check into ISBAZ HQ.
Have some fresh food. Get some vegetables in you.
Go into the water. Do some swimming.
Yeah. Stay off the horses. Don't break any bones.
Do some kissing. Do some dancing.
Yeah, dancing. Dancing in the moonlight.
We're always waving, people. Then let's do it. This has been, I don't know about you, Michael,
definitely
this has been
best
the best
this week.
ISBAZ ever. Best ISBAZ ever!
Best ISBAZ definitely ever.
Ever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we're gonna hug it out. We're gonna finish these drinks.
Yeah.
What's happening
Cheers.
here? Did you?
Slurp-Slurps.
Slurp-Slurps. Wait.
All my slurps.
We're gonna update the credits and everything. So this is the last time you're gonna see any of this stuff. It's probably not true. We're gonna recycle so much shit.
We got to get out of the habit of recycling old shit.
And we are going to miss each and every one of you very much. I never realized I was a misser until this year.
Dancing with tears in my eyes.
You ready to hug it out?
Yeah.
This
Bring
is
it in.
Wait.
Yep.
Let me put on my finger on the credits. Hugging it
Is it October already?
Not yet. Are we going to be able to survive through this whole summer?
I love it when things come to an end and I can move on.
I'm going to miss you.
I'm going to see you tomorrow morning, so it can't be that bad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that bit.
Good night, John boy.
Good night, John. Bye.